everyone, my name is Tomko, and today I'm showing you how to make a simple yet super efficient creeper farm. Right, so to use the farm, all you have to do is switch the Trident killer on, hold a looting 3 sword, and just like that you'll get loads of gunpowder and loads of XP. These guys are literally raining in right now, this is awesome. But what makes this farm special is the way it works. So instead of the creepers just walking off by themselves, we're using snow golems to quite literally ping them off the edge like a massive game of Down the Cloud. It is really fun to watch. And when I went AFK for an hour, I got 34 levels and almost 13 stacks of gunpowder, which is mental considering how simple this farm is. But anyways, with that, let me show you how to build it. Right, so before we start building, you want to make sure you're not over a mushroom island or in a river biome, as mobs do not spawn there. Also, you cannot build this thing in a desert, since we're going to be using snow golems, and of course, they die. That's the same with the mesa and any hot biome. And you want to make sure your area is also pretty flat, like it is over here. And what I mean by that is don't build it next to a cliff or anything. But once you picked out an area, we can then focus on the materials. So to build it, this is everything you're going to need. Just so you know, that's around about 49 stacks of solid blocks. They can be any solid block in the game as long as mobs can spawn on. I just recommend either using cobblestone, stone, something that's easy to get. I have a cobblestone farm which I'll link on the screen right now, which will help you get loads of cobblestone, which is perfect for this farm. And you're also going to need just shy of 16 stacks of buttons and just a bit over 9 stacks of trapdoors. But you can use any wood in the game, but I either recommend using bamboo or oak wood since it's easiest to get. Plus those 14 white blocks, they are snow blocks. And you can bring any old trident you just have lying around, and that right there is a looting 3 sword. You technically don't have to have a looting 3 sword, it'll just increase your rates dramatically, so I recommend you bring it. Then once you've got everything, we can start. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go 70 blocks in the air. I like doing this on survival, since I don't have to count. I can just let the scaffolding count for me. I know I've only got 70 scaffolding pieces, so I know exactly when I've gone 70 blocks up. Just a few more to go. There we go, so that's 70 blocks high. Of course, if you don't have scaffolding, you will have to count it out manually with ladders or just regular blocks. But once you have your tower built, you don't come to the top of it. This may take some time. But once you reach the top, you don't come out another 2 blocks in any direction. I've just destroyed a piece of scaffolding. Don't do what I did. But yeah, once you reach the top, come out 2 blocks just like so. Then this end block is going to be your AFK block. So if you're like me, I just like to identify this, but you know what, I'm going to be lavish and I'm going to identify it with a diamond block. Of course, you don't have to do this, just a different type of block will also do. I'm just going to be fancy. You then come a temporary block away from your AFK block. You then place your mud block down, then get some other blocks out and place one here, here and here. So you've made yourself a 2x2 platform with a mud block in one of the corners. Then where I'm standing is going to be the Trident killer, and that mud block will be used to actually get the gunpowder from this area into your chest, which we're about to add in now. So to add in your chest, you first want to go back into the scaffolding, go down a few blocks so you're underneath the mud block, then come out again. This is harder to place than I thought, just like that. Then make your way directly under the mud block, and place 3 temporary blocks coming down from it. So 1, 2, and 3. Then come up a bit. Get your regular chests out, come out a bit, and you can place double chests just on the side of this dirt like I am doing now. So one like that, one like that, one like that. Then remove the temporary blocks behind them. Get your hoppers out, you want to crouch and place hoppers going into each of these double chests. So one here, and one here. So if I were to fly up and look, all these hoppers should look like this. And by the way, if you were to drop a block onto this mud block, it should go into the very bottom double chest. Just like that. We can then remove this mess we made at the bottom and go back right to the top. Just like that. Then on this temporary block you should have placed earlier, you can place a regular piston going towards your mud block. Get your observers out. You can place an observer coming away from the regular piston. Not like that. Like that. This arrow should be pointing away from it. Then place another observer coming away from that one. Once again, this arrow should be pointing away from it, going into another regular piston, and do the same thing again. So observer coming away from it. Nope, I'm going to have to bring some scaffolding out. Observer coming away from it. Observer coming away from that. Another regular piston. Observer coming away from that one. Observer coming away from that. another regular piston, and finally, observer, observer connecting to your original piston. Then I recommend throwing your trident in, just like that. You then want to whack a lever on top of this first piston, and this is going to be on and off switch. So when you flick it down, that's the thing turned off. Then when you turn it on again, it all turns on and it spins around in a like cycle thing, and that will kill all the creepers. But for now, keep that turned off. Then what I like to do is I like to extend the platform a little bit, just like so. And I also like to add in a trapdoor here, so I can flap it down, access all of my chest, and I'm not using it, flap it back up so I don't fall down. I also recommend you place a torch down here, since it will get darker later when we actually build the farm. But you then want to come to a corner of the Trident killer, and you want to come up 8 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You want to do this to every single corner. So over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You get the drill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You then connect up the corners up here. So you've made yourself a little box. You don't have to fill in the walls on these back 3 corners, but not the first one, so only these back 3 ones. So far, it should look just like this. You're going to get your glass blocks out, and on this front wall, you want to come up 5 rows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then on the left side, or the side that's in line with your AFK spot, you want to come out another 2 blocks. So 1, 2, just like so. Then continue the wall going up on this side. But for here, you want to wrap wall blocks going around all this, just like that. And add another layer on the top, so it takes you to the same level that we built up to over here. And now you can close off this 2x2 hole. You then want to place a temporary block just on this block, so it's directly on top of your AFK spot down there. It's very important that you mark this block, since you will need it later on. But before we do anything else, you want to drop down into your hole. You want to place a fence gate here, and you want to flap it open. It's very important that you've opened it, otherwise creepers will just get stuck here, and you don't want that to happen. But once you place your fence gate, make your way out of this hole. Then at the top here, we want to make yourself an infinite water source. If you don't know how to do that, just make yourself a 2x2 hole, and add some water on either side, and then you can pick up anywhere and it will automatically regenerate. Once you've done that, you want to whack down a water bucket just on this edge block, that the water flows all the way into your farm, and the creepers will fall down here. But we're not a creeper, so don't fall down. Oh, that's too close. I'm actually going to replace this dirt block with another block, since it doesn't get confused with this. But from this block, which is directly on top of your AFK spot, you want to come out 6 blocks in either direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Same thing on this side, so this is 1 block. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Same thing on this side, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And finally, same thing on this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. The water thing does get in the way a little bit. But then once you come out on either side, you want to connect up the corners simply by, well, connecting them. It's pretty straightforward. So that's 1 corner connected. That's 2 corners connected. And that right there is 4. And what you should end up with is a 13 by 13 block square. Once you've got that, you don't want to fill in the corners, so you have 1 giant flat platform. There we go, we have 1 giant 13 by 13 square. Then you want to come round to one of the sides of your square, place a temporary block down, whack a block on top of that, remove the temporary block, you don't come out another 5 blocks, so we've gone out 6 blocks in total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and if I count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's 6 blocks in total. And then you want to repeat what we did over here to all 4 sides. So come over here, the same thing, temporary block out, 6 blocks, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remove the temporary block, same thing on this side, temporary block out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remove the temporary block, and finally same thing on this side, so temporary block out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I remove the temporary block. And then you want to do what we did over here for the little platform with the giant platform. So you want to connect the corners together. So pick a line and connect it to the other one. I'm not there yet. There we go. Now I turn this way. and I've done one corner. Then do that to the other one. So go out this way. Then when you get in line with it, go towards it. Now those two are done. Let's do this one. Awesome. So it should look something like this if I were to fly up into the air. And just so you know, so you can measure it correctly, this is a 25 by 25 block square. Make sure it's a square. You don't want a rectangle, square. But you then want to come around to your center platform. You want to essentially give it a rim going all the way around. Just like I'm doing here. And now you want to fill in all these corners with solid blocks. So you'll end up with a really flat looking funnel, which is where all our water is going to go to push all the creepers into the killing chamber. So once it's done, it should look something like this. You then go around to a side again though, come out another temporary block, and this time you want to place a slab on top of that. You then want to go around the entire thing in slabs. There we go. So it should look something like this. You then come around to every single corner. You then place 3 dirt blocks, just like that. Do this to all the corners. So that one's done. This one, and finally this one over here. You then come into your center again. You can place a temporary block up here. Fence gate, just like so. Remove that block. Temporary block here. Fence gate, open it up, and replace this block with a fence gate. Once again, open that up. Then remove the block underneath this fence gate, just like so. So you can see now all the blocks above this flowing water are actually open, apart from this one, but we're still using that as a guide. Now what you need to do is you need to place water on all the outskirts of this entire big square, but don't place any on this dirt. So do what I'm doing here, I'm wrapping it around the entire thing, just in between the dirt blocks. And if you're on survival, you can either go back and forth from your infinite water source, or do what I'm doing here, simply picking it up in the middle. Yeah, make sure to do this the entire way around. So once all your water's in place, it should look something like this. You then come around to every single one of these corners again. You want to remove these slabs, replace them with solid blocks, put more slabs on top of them, replace this dirt with a block, destroy the other dirt blocks, and place a water bucket on top of that, and you can see it goes back into flowing water. And then you want to do what we did over here with all the 4 corners. So come around over here, remove these blocks, place them in blocks, slab up, replace that one, remove these 2, water. And there we go. Once all 4 corners are done, it should look like this. Then go into the center, and we can remove our infinite water source. Just like that. But if you were to come in the middle, you want to place a temporary block here. Crouch and place a temporary block on top of this fence gate. So it's the one that your AFK spot is above. Jump onto this dirt block. Then come up another 13 blocks. So in total, you'll have 14 blocks on top of this fence gate. So another 13 on top of this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. On top of this, place a glass block just like that. Then on top of this glass block, you want to come out 2 blocks in either direction. So 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, and 2 here. Then once again, connect the corners together. So we've made ourselves a 5 by 5 platform. Then simply fill in the gaps. You then come out a temporary block coming away from the platform. Place a block and do a ring going all the way around our platform, just like this. You then want to make another ring coming away from this, so temporary block, block, go all the way around it, making sure to leave a 1 block gap. Just like so. Almost there. There we go, so now if I fly up it looks like this. And this time I'm going to choose a side, I'm going to go this one first. Come out of temporary block, place a block here, and go 5 blocks either side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on that side. You want to do this to every single side. So over here, find the middle, come out a block, block, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The same thing over here. Come out to block. Block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see this gets a bit repetitive, right? But in the end, it should look something like this. You can then remove all the temporary dirt blocks that we left in between the layers. And now it's time for you to get your snow and pumpkins out since we're making snowmen. Never thought I'd say that in a tutorial before, but here we are. So the first thing you want to do, you want to make a ring of blocks going around your center glass block. Just like so. Come up 2 blocks, and then we're going to place in our snowman in here, but after he's placed in, we want to place a glass block above his head. So watch me do it first, and then you do it. So place 2 snow blocks, pumpkin, glass, making sure that this guy cannot escape and he has a glass block above his head. Then remove the 2 temporary blocks. Now in total, it looks like this. Then for this glass block, we want to do the exact same thing we did for this glass block, just 2 blocks higher. So come out 2 blocks on either side. Connect the corner so you have a 5x5 square. Come out a temporary block, make a ring. And once you have your first thing created, do it again, but with a bigger ring of course. Then finally the weird extra things on either side. So it looks like this. And once again we have to do the same thing with the pumpkin guy. So a little border. Come up temporary blocks. Place your guy in. Glass block over his head. Just like so. But you want to repeat this another 5 times. You have 7 layers in total. Alright, so once you get your 7 layers built, it should look like this. If I were to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and they all have their snow golems people in place, all ready to go once creepers start spawning. But then you want to come around to the top. You actually want to replace this glass block with a regular stone block. You want to essentially build another layer, just don't do anything to do with the snow golem. This level will eventually turn into our roof. Just to help us place the buttons later, I recommend repeating the pattern and then fill in the gaps to build the roof. You'll get what I mean later. So 5x5 square, first ring, second ring, and then the weird outie stripes. There we go. So as you can see, it's literally just a bare bones copy of these guys, just without the snow golems. But now in total, you should have 8 layers, including the roof one. But now it's time for you to get your trapdoors and buttons out since we're about to go crazy placing them on all the floors. This is by far the most repetitive task, but as soon as this is done, then it's just home sailing at that point. So you want to come around to your bottom floor. But what you want to do, you want to line yourself up with the middle. You want to crouch, and on this block, place 2 trapdoors just like so. Flap them both upwards. Then come out 3 blocks to the right, so 1, 2, 3. Place 2 more here, flap them up. And the same thing on this side. Flap them up. Then repeat this on the opposite side. So line yourself up in the middle, 2 trapdoors here, 2 in the corner, 2 in this corner instead. Then on the side that don't have trapdoors, you also want to line yourself up in the middle, but this time you want to come a block to the left, 2 trapdoors, and a block to the right, 2 trapdoors. Once again, repeat this on the opposite side. So middle, left 2 trapdoors, right 2 trapdoors. What we're doing is these trapdoors will stop spiders spawning. So that's 1 ring done. Now you want to make your way to the other ring. Line yourself up in the middle. 2 trapdoors here. Flap them up. 3 blocks to the left. 1, 2, 3. Flap them up. 1 in the corner. Same thing on the other side. So 1, 2, 3. 2 here, flap them up. 2 here, flap them up. Repeat this on the opposite side. So go all the way around. 2 trapdoors here. 1, 2, 3 to the left. 2 here. 2 in the corner. 2 here. 2 in the corner again. Then on the side that don't currently have trapdoors, still line yourself up in the middle. Place 2 here. Flap them up. 3 to the left. 1, 2, 3. But since there's already trapdoors here, we don't need to place any more in the corner. So just these ones. Same thing on the other side though. 1, 2, 3. 2 here. And go around all the way to the side. 2 here. 2 here. And 2 here. So now that's both rings done. Now we just need to do these outskirt ones. So once again, line yourself up with the middle. Place 2 here, but this time you want to leave a block, then place another one. Leave a block, place another one. Same thing on the side, so leave a block, place another one. Leave a block, place another one. You want to repeat this to every single one of the outskirt ones. It's much easier, by the way, if you place all the trapdoors, then just go around flapping them up afterwards. Flappy time. I'll put a picture on the screen right now, just so you can double check that you got everything in the right place. Once all your trapdoors are done, you want to come around to the center again. And you want, oh, I've fallen. And you want to place buttons above every single block above you, apart from these center 9 where your snow golem is. These ones on the edge, yes. These ones in the middle, no. But buttons are really easy to place. All you have to do is hold right click and walk around them. That's the center ring done. You don't want to move to the outer one. What these buttons will do, they'll stop any mob apart from creepers spawning, since believe it or not, creepers are slightly shorter than them skeletons or zombies. Then finally the ones on the outskirts too. I'm a fly and do these ones, I know. I'm breaking the rules. As you can see I did over here, make sure you don't leave any spots, as mobs you don't want to spawn like zombies, creepers, witches. They will spawn in their spots, I promise you. So make sure you haven't left a single one. And there we go, so once you've placed all your buttons, all your trapdoors, that's then your first layer done. You just need to repeat this another 6 times above it. Obviously don't do anything with the top floor, as this will eventually be your roof. Once you've done all of that, it should look something like this. As you can see, all 7 layers have their trapdoors in, apart from the top floor. This should have nothing here. But believe it or not, all we have to do next is really just build a massive roof. But before we do that, you want to jump down into your water. You want to remove all the scaffolding, since you won't have access to it anymore. If you try coming down here when there's a roof built, you will be exploded by about 1,000 creepers. You want to move all these temporary blocks, and finally this middle block. So just wipe everything out so it's all clean slated. Then make your way back around to the top again. But then once you reach the top, you actually want to connect these corners together. So you made yourself another massive ring. Then on each corner you want to come out 14 blocks. So I've chosen to be this corner. I want to come out 14 blocks this way and 14 blocks this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Go back round to the corner block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And do this to every single corner. So once you've done that, it should look like this, like a massive noughts and crosses platform. But you then want to connect the 2 straight sides together. So one like that, one like that, one like this. And finally just connect these 2 together. Like so. You then want to connect the corners together, but this time do it diagonally. The best way to do this is come around to a corner, 2 blocks here, 2 blocks here, and just do this until you reach the other side. You see, if you've done it right, you should reach it perfectly. We've made 1 diagonal line. Once you have this massive octagon built, you don't want to fill in all the gaps, so it's one gigantic 2D shape basically. Alright, so that is the giant platform all done, and what you should notice is that our farm is now pitch black, and you even may have some creeper spawns already. But don't worry if you haven't, since we're not actually in the best AFK spot right now. But before we can actually go AFK, we first have to light up our roof, so no mobs can spawn here at night, because trust me, if it turns night, this thing's going to be covered. So to do that, all you have to do is place torches on this thing. You don't have to place too many, just one every now and then, so that when it turns night, it's not pitch black up here. But once you have this platform all lit up, we can go down to our AFK spot. Alright, so I'm just about to go AFK this thing, but before you do, make sure that your game is not in peaceful mode. As you can see, mine's in peaceful mode right now, so switch that to either easy, normal or hard. Doesn't matter which, I just like to use normal. But as soon as that's turned on, we should now get creepers spawning. But for the best rate, you want to make sure your simulation distance is set to 4. If I were to check, you can see mine is set to 4. If yours isn't set to 4, you want to leave the game, go into your game settings, and then you can change it. But as you can see behind me, this farm is absolutely cooking, so we can flick it on, hold a looting 3 sword, then all these creepers will die due to the Trident killer, and their drops will go into these double chests just down here. Wow, this thing is producing a lot right now. So I've literally been here for about, what, a minute maximum? And if I were to check this double chest and this bottom double chest, we've already got 39 gunpowder in less than a minute. That's mental. But anyways, that is the tutorial done. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments or join the Discord server. That is the best place to contact me. But that's all for me, and I'll see you all later. Have fun in the new awesome, simple and super efficient creeper farm. Sir, please die. Thank you.